Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about NBA 2K26. I've made multiple videos in the last couple weeks about 2K, certain business practices, certain things that we've dealt with as a community. But this recent week, which is still the week of, you know what I mean? They dropped gameplay, and they didn't drop actual gameplay. They dropped a few small clips, a trailer, and basically us as a community, we had to decipher a lot from those clips. We had to do breakdowns. We had to do live reactions. A lot of brand new content creators was born. And let me be clear, 2K, the company, is pushing for more content creators. If you guys didn't hear what Evan said in his recent post, they are hosting or doing some type of giveaway to people who make content about 2K if they put a certain hashtag in their title, so they can, you know, read up the analytical data and do certain giveaways for those creators within that pool. Now, that's all great and dandy, right? Like I told you guys before, I know what every company wants. Every company wants people to promote their product and make videos about their product, because essentially it makes them dollars, regardless if it's a bad take, a great take, you know what I'm saying, a mid take, it doesn't matter. Any takes, basically all pub is good pub, right? Now, I know I'm just rambling right now, but basically I wanted to talk to you guys about the Q&A. Mike Wang is very active via Twitter and via Discord. I'm sorry, via X. I know a lot of people, you know, they like the new term X. I don't really like it, but I digress. This is basically normal for 2K. This is the time where Mike Wang actually gets to talk about the things that he's been working on. He's been innovating, and him and his team, right? And basically this is the time where a lot of us consumers basically consume all the stuff that we can. And not only that, this is the one time for a 12-month span where if you have a question for Mike Wang or for the team over at 2K, he will not only answer said question, but he will probably reach out to some people in his team to get the right answer for you. Now, over the weekend or the days leading up into the week, Mike Wang answered a shit ton of questions to the community. But the one thing that I can say is it's great to see Mike Wang doing this. It's great to see that he's reaching out to, you know, content creators, consumers, people who just generally play the game, you know, day to day. The only thing that I don't like is that we won't see it until August 29th. We won't actually get to see all the new innovations and everything like that until the game actually drops for pre-order. There is no, you know, checking out a demo, getting your hands on it, getting a feel for it, seeing if you like it, to then make that said decision on if you were going to buy it. You automatically have to spend $100 to even get to see all the things that they talk about within this Q&A. Now, of course, we will go over the things in this Q&A, but I just wanted to make one thing completely clear. When I talk about these things in this Q&A, I'm going to try to come at it with my best foot forward, because I believe when I'm reacting to trailers and news and streams and stuff like that, I just want to make y'all laugh. That's what I'm here for. I want to fucking laugh. I don't want to sit up here and be, you know, super critical on a company, a content creator, a move, a animation, a dribble, a graphic, a lighting, art. I don't want to be super critical, but sometimes it just calls for that. And today we're going to be talking about the things that Mike Wang answered to. So let's go ahead and hop into it. I know what y'all also are thinking. No, I'm not actually getting old. I'm still 25. All right. So for all of y'all who said, you know, you used to watch me when you was a jit and all of that, you aged. That's on you. I'm good. I'm great, actually. You, on the other hand, how's life treating you? What's it like being a freaking adult? Yep. Yeah, I know. Matter of fact, let me know how you're doing as a person. Since you've grown, since you've been watching, let me know how things are actually going for you inside the comment section. And I'm gonna actually reply to some of y'all, because when I'm meeting people out in the world, there's always these stories about, yo, I used to watch you when you did this. I really want to get into the space. Yo, you actually put me on to this and I wanted to do that. Yo, you helped me with my credit. Yo, you did this. So I want to know how the chat is actually feeling. I want to know how y'all feel, because obviously I don't get to touch and see everyone in IRL. You feel what I'm saying? So leave me some comments. Now, first thing on the list, will there still be RNG in shooting? The biggest answer from Mike is no. There will be no RNG in shooting. There has always been some element of RNG in every past version of NBA 2K, including 2K24. Now, if you guys remember NBA 2K24, it wasn't supposed to be an RNG, but it was in there. NBA 2K26 will be the first version to feature a completely pure green window. On pro or lower difficulties, you can still make whites, but otherwise it's green or miss. I really don't have anything to say about that. Besides, it's great that there's not going to be any RNG. I'm a person that loves to green my shots, and yes, I do get upset when I don't green them, but hey, I got to get better at my timing, right? So hopefully with being able to see the green window and where you need to release with the new shot meters, well, I'm sorry, the old shot meters coming back, but in a new design, hopefully you'll be able to green your shots too, especially when you're in the wreck in the park and stuff. So are there instant greens in NBA 2K26? This year, we made the jump shot sellies and shot feedback dynamic based on the quality of the shot. It factors in the shooter's ratings, defensive coverage, and shot timing or tempo for rhythm shots. So if you have an excellent release on a wide open shot with a good shooter, you'll get a insta green. That means when you put that ball up, you will automatically know it's green. Will you be able to have time to relay that to your teammates? Will you say green, 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 green? It depends on, you know, who you are as a person and if you'll be able to instant relay that message. So insta greens are here. Are there different shot meter options? All of the shot meter options from NBA 2K24 and NBA 2K25 are available to choose from this year, including the new default meter you saw in the courtside report video. So if anybody's seen that crazy curve, with the little greens on it, that's the new meter. So yeah, visually, if you like that stuff, that is great if you need it. You know what I mean? I know not everyone gets to play on a 1 millisecond monitor that is 4K 120 hertz or playing on a 1080p 1 millisecond monitor. Not every gamer does that. Not every gamer has their Ethernet cord plugged into their console. Not every gamer is plugged in wired via their controller to their console. Not every gamer has that advantage. So what I will say to those that play on big TVs, play on 9 millisecond and higher TVs and stuff like that, 55 and up inch TVs, shot meters are just your body. If you do figure out a shot cue that works for your TV, you the best. But I definitely recommend, if you're not on a gaming competitive type monitor, definitely use a shot meter for sure. Are there changes to the shot contest system? There have been a number of changes to the contest system logic. We've rebalanced the effectiveness of hands up, no jump contests, and jumping contests to better reflect how shots are impacted in real life. So they are saying that they're giving that depiction of what it's like IRL to what it's like in the game via, I'm guessing, the ProPLAY. We are also showing coverage percentages and full shot feedback again. Percentages, numbers. It's a numbers game again. All right. Are there any changes to how adrenaline bars work? Adrenaline will function very close to what you're used to from NBA 2K25, but there have been some minor tweaks. For example, if you spam too many escape moves in a short amount of time, it will drain a bar. So for all of my people out there that was abusing, well, let me not say abuse. If you knew for a fact that when you hit the escape multiple times, your player would do a series of moves that would not only get you like beyond that screen, but it would literally throw a defender off because he's thinking you're about to slide one way, and instead you hit that escape button again, and then you slide out the way and he gets hit by a screen, or he might react wrong and it might throw him off or something like that. Yeah, so that's coming for y'all. But honestly, I've seen a lot of people complain about it, about some offensive players not getting hit with adrenaline bar usages because they were doing such dynamic moves. So hopefully that changes the scope of things. I'm on the fence. Is there still a high, low risk reward setting? No. Shot and layup timing risk reward settings have been removed. Thank the Lord. Everyone will play on the same playing field in NBA 2K26. One thing that I can say is I know where 2K was going with last year's game. They were trying to adhere to people with disabilities, people who, like I said, play on different type of, saying like everybody's not competitive. Some people are just trying to get on the game and have a little bit of fun before they go ahead and get back into the real life. But what that ended up doing is everyone who is competitive, which is darn near every single person that plays 2K, I don't give a damn who you are, you on 2K for some type of competitive edge. They were getting mad that some people would just chuck up shots and they would go in, whereas though the other person had to chase only greens and stuff like that. So, I'm glad that it's gone. I am, because now we get to a point where what can you complain about now? You can't say nothing about low risk. You can't say nothing about normal risk. Can't say nothing about that this year. Ball out. How do height/attribute restrictions work for the custom layups? Height and rating restrictions are similar to NBA 2K25 for the new custom layup packages. So if you're qualified for a specific player's layup package in NBA 2K25, you qualify for all of that player's individual normal, reverse, quick scoop, floater, euro, hop step, and spin packages in NBA 2K26. Now, basically what that means is when you buy NBA 2K26, okay, when you spend your $100 to play early, whatever the case may be, I need you to do two things. Grab a notepad or grab your phone and open up the Notes app. I want you to create a bullshit build. I want you to go in, grab a build, make it. Just put anything up. It don't matter. Just put whatever attributes up. Immediately go into my career, watch whatever cutscene you need to make or whatever the case may be. I want you to go in to the custom layups, the custom dunks, the custom jump shots. I want you to build out all of that first. Figure out what layups you want. Figure out what dunks you want. Figure out what jump shot uppers and bases you want. Once you figure out I have to be this height for that, I have to be this for that, I need to be this for that. Once you figure out even dribbling, whatever dribbles you want, behind the backs, crossovers, spins, whatever you want. Once you figure that out, then I want you to go make your first official build for NBA 2K26. And then maybe, you can put some money into it if you want. But I say do a no money spend for the first run. Don't burn yourself out by spending all this money, then going in online, seeing that your build ain't what you thought it was. Do a no money spent until like 85 and see if you like that. All right. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Be yourself. But no, in all honesty, again, boot up the game, Notepad or Notes app, make a bullshit build, put whatever attributes up, go into the actual like store or whatever the case may be for your animations, figure out what height and stuff you need to be to get the animations that you actually want. Then go back to the builder, create your guide build that you want for the first round, the first go round of 2K to get all the animations that you want, and then have fun. All right. Please listen. Can you use quick protect even without a defender reaching on you? Does it use adrenaline? You can use quick protect at any time, even if no one's around, and it does not consume adrenaline. Can any one thing that I can say is you're gonna get crabbed. Yes, you Locks. I'm talking to you. Hello, my name is iPod. I have been a lock for a few years now. Yes, when you do certain things, it will take your adrenaline. Start reaching. Just use your feet. Okay? Use that footwork. Because what I can tell you is, if you think you're going to do something crazy and they use that quick protect and somebody finds a nice, beautiful quick protect animation that everybody needs and you have to be a certain height or a certain this to use it, wingspan, whatever, you're going to get cooked. You're going to get crabbed. It's going to be bad for you. And I'm sorry. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to get quick protect after you reach. He's going to then have you on his back and not allow you back around. That person's going to end up to decide, okay, you know what? Since they're touching my back, I'm going to speed boost dribble, like throw the ball out. And some type of animation is going to happen to you as a lock where you're going to be like, whoa, where'd he go? And he's going to be at the Baja. And you're going to be at the 3-point line like, how did he do that? He been practicing. Yup, he was practicing. Because guess what? He doesn't have to use adrenaline to use quick protect. So he can practice as much as he want. On the AI, on other opponents online, you're cooked, buddy. Locks, get back in the lab. They don't have to use no adrenaline for quick protect. Get back in the lab. Yep. Are there any changes made to address L2 dexing? Before I read his answer, are you that mad that you got dexed? That it needed to be addressed? Oh, man, this is the community, man. This is the community. They want to address L2 dexing. Well, here it is. We've made efforts to reduce the unrealistic motion / cuts that can result from dexing. Attempting to use dexing to cut back and forth repeatedly will consume adrenaline. All you off-ball demons, I'm sorry. It's come to their attention that you are moving like a demon, and you should not be moving like a demon. You are not Steph Curry. You cannot go from the 3-point line near the hash to the corner, back to the hash, back to the corner. You're not Steph Curry. Stand in one spot or we taking that adrenaline. Can anyone do a quick catch and shoot, or does it have attribute / badge requirements? Anyone can perform the quick catch and shoot mechanic. There are no restrictions. Are there any changes to dunking? Yes. Holding turbo and the pro stick down is how you meter dunk in NBA 2K26. This will also encourage more flashy dunks, but you can also get flashy dunks on the shot button if you're wide open with no trailing threats. Nobody pulling at your jersey from behind. You can do your thing with Square or X on Xbox. The meter dunk logic has changed a lot, and you'll notice a much bigger green window on open dunks, both driving and standing. So just like how we saw the scoop lay and the whole damn meter was green and he got the meter halfway and it still was green because it was wide open. Maybe that's how dunking will be in 2K26. Maybe you won't sprite as much as you did in NBA 2K25. Can you explain how the rhythm shooting works? Can I still green a shot with early or late timing? Rhythm shooting is basically all about mastering your shot's unique tempo. There's still an ideal timing point for when you push the pro stick, but you don't have to green the timing to make the shot. However, the better you time the release, the more wiggle room you have to match the tempo. The timing of the right stick movement and the speed of the stick throw will also affect how the animation plays out. So if you start the push early or throw the stick fast, you'll see the shooter rush the animation. If you delay your push, you'll see the player hold the set point and hang a bit before starting the shooting motion. And if you throw the stick too slowly, you'll see a lazier looking follow through. It's great if you need to intentionally rush your shot to beat a closeout or low shot clock, but your green tempo window will be much smaller. How does rhythm shooting and the button shooting compare? Apples and oranges, baby. The goal was to make both rhythm and button shooting viable options, with neither having an advantage over the other. All right. But they are very different mechanics, so it's not really possible to directly compare them. Some will be much better with the button and some will be much better with the stick. Rhythm shooting is definitely more rewarding in my opinion though, with a smiley face. It looks like we're all going to be rhythm shooting demons in the next 3 years. No one is going to be using the button to the point where they may find a reason to remap said square button for some type of pass. If you've noticed, passing now has a lot more going on. They have combo styles like X and O, square, all kinds of stuff. So, hey, maybe in a few years, we won't even be using square to shoot no more. Take that with a grain of salt. Are there any changes to dribbling besides the new controls for signature size ups? Dribbling has changed a lot in NBA 2K26. Branching and chaining moves will generally feel more responsive, and you can interrupt more moves than you could in 2K25. We've made an effort to make dribbling faster and the inputs more responsive as well. You'll find some great new content as well as the return of some old favorites. Pippin's behind the back wrap. So I think dribble heads will be able to create some nice highlights this year. Hopefully dribble gods and, content creators that make that type of content will have fun with it. Me, on the other hand, I never really been into it. I've been into more moves that get me open and get me past people, not to just stand there and make highlights. So if you do make highlights, more power to you, because essentially you will get past your defender or, away from your defender with crazy moves. So I definitely want to see what some content creators are going to do with those move sets. But don't forget, there were a lot of dribble styles behind a lot of different things, whether it be season, whether it be rep locked. So take that with a grain of salt. Since double tapping circle/B is wrap passes now, can you still do flashy passes? Flashy passes have been moved to the X and circle button, or A and B. Self alley-oops are now mapped to square and triangle, or X and Y on Xbox. That's a lot of changes. That's a lot of changes, because now I want to know, what's the point of throwing a flashy pass if my wrap pass that I've chose, or, pass style, looks way better than a flashy pass? There's that. If you don't green a rebound, can you still get it? What happens when two people both green a rebound? These are the questions, but they're good questions. You can still grab a rebound if you don't get the green timing. And if a little player is trying to out rebound a big, excellent timing will often not be enough to secure the board. If the big makes zero effort and just stands there, the little guy will have a better chance with perfect timing though. If two players green the rebound timing, the outcome is decided by positioning, ratings, and height. The core mechanics around how rebounding works isn't changing in 2K26. Timing your jump has always been the important aspect of rebounding. The indicator was added just to help players understanding how rebounds work. Let me turn it off. Thanks. Thanks. That's all I need. I just want to turn it off. I don't need it. It's more things on the court that I don't need. Thanks. Is the size of the green window different from no dip compared to the regular catch and shoots? The green window for the quick catch and shoot shots are the same as regular shots. It's possible this could change in the future. Does that mean that they're undecided, or he doesn't really know, or he'll get back to you? I think that's a he'll get back to you type of answer. Yeah. Have there been any changes to baseline sensitivity? Yes, there was an improvement to address the baseline sensitivity, especially when attempting baseline layups. What about baseline dunks? But hopefully there's not a wall that no one can run to and I don't look weird. But if I'm being honest with you, it's super, super hard to be on 2K cam and trying to curve around a defender. Like if I'm at the hash and I'm trying to curve to that corner where that corner person cuts to the basket and then pops out, and I'm going to the corner, then I'm trying to turn hard stop while I got a defender riding my hip and trying to get a baseline drawn off. It was super hard in 2K25 to do that. Unless you were playing on them crazy wonky camera angles that actually turned with your player. 2K cam has always been, a little bit off with that. Can we pull the chair when being back down in the paint? Of course. What, they thought that went somewhere? Yes, you can pull the chair in the post by tapping circle when the offensive player makes contact with you. Will there be a boost for turning the shot meter off? Turning off the shot meter will slightly increase the size of your green window. It's been like that for a few years. I recommend you turn it off. It gives you a better chance to hit them shots. Can you cancel out of the new post go-to shots? For the post go-to shots that have a dribble, yes, you can cancel like regular go-to shots. You can always pump fake and chain into step throughs as well. So if you when you go to and you and step through, you can still do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. But one thing I can say too is that the chain of switching out of a go-to shot was heavily abused because a player would look like he's going into a go-to shot and a defender would be riding him as if he's about to, get ready to try to block a shot. And that motherfucker would cancel that shit and a stutter step or some type of travel would happen. Of course, it's a no call, double dribble, something would happen. Hopefully it's not like that in 2K26. Hopefully chaining out of a go-to shot that has a dribble in it, hopefully, it's a little bit better. Are there any changes to pluck steals and lane steals? All my locks rejoice. I need y'all to lock in. On-ball steal targeting and steal animations have been improved to reward defenders who position themselves well and anticipate the dribbler's moves. The canned animation pluck steals have been almost entirely disabled. Pass interceptions have been tuned a bit, but are similar in effectiveness to 2K25. We're still going to be jumping out of body, for sure. For shit sure. But hopefully when they say these canned animations are taken out, when somebody tipped the ball and the offensive player got the better chance of getting it, I hope that's gone. Are there any changes to the bursts and changes in direction for ball handlers? We spent some time tuning the dribbler's ability to start, stop, and cut. The speed and tightness of changing directions will vary based on ratings and dribble style. So you want to have a player that has a very good dribble handle, very good dribble style, because you're going to want a player who actually does those cuts. So you're going to have to check the footwork of the players. Simple as that. Are there any improvements to standing dunks? We've reworked the logic for standing dunks to make them more reliable for bigs who aren't too crowded under the rim. We've also returned standing dunk skill dunks to have generally larger green windows to compensate for how fast most of those dunks are. Per Mike Wang. Hey, listen, that meter, that meter used to, that's all you would get. It'd be over before you even knew it, for sure. Do motion styles have an effect on gameplay? Yes, motion styles are driven by ProPLAY, just like dribble styles. So some styles will naturally be quicker and more explosive than others. For NBA 2K26, we've added rating gates, so you'll need higher attributes to equip the more effective styles. Ooh, shit! That's actually good. Rating locking motion styles is actually kind of crazy, because now people really gonna have to lock in on that speed, that, you know what I'm saying, that speed with ball, that fucking acceleration. They gonna have to work with that. That's really gonna have to be something now. It's actually kind of cool. Last but not least from the Q&A, are there any other new passing controls? Another passing feature added to NBA 2K26 is contextual auto lob passes. With this new auto lob to moving passes controller setting enabled, passing the normal pass button, X or A, or icon passing will throw lob passes to moving receivers in situations where a normal chest pass would be more prone to getting intercepted. So, before I read the rest, if you remember, there was a huge issue with people who would be taking the ball out on the sidelines. On the sidelines, you would always have to force a lob pass to a player because you would always throw a chest pass when pressing X. So now I'm guessing with the new setting enabled, when you press X from the inbound and there's a player trying to, stand right there trying to tip the ball or whatever the case may be, now I'm guessing X will throw a lob pass to a player moving, or, whatever the case may be, in situational shit. All right, hopefully. All right. Advanced playmakers who only want to throw lobs by pressing triangle or Y will want to set this option to disabled in the controller setting menu. Damn. Would I be considered? You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and turn that setting off. For the first week of the game, I'm gonna turn it off. For the second week of the game, like when September 5th come and all that, I turn it on and see what it's like, see what the difference is. And if it's one of those issues where those lob passes just seem not to get there in time and the defender can make up that time because the ball is being lobbed, I'm going back to the regular old disabled way, for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have made it through this entire video. Let me go ahead and tell you about the sponsors of this video. Me, motherfucker. I'm sponsoring this video. If you watching this video right now, I need you to do this. I need you to go check my sponsors. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Kick. Subscribe to my new streaming channel, iPodKing Live. Make sure you follow me on X. Follow me on Instagram. Shoot, I don't care. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on TikTok. I'm iPodKingCarter everywhere. And with that being said, last but not least, if you want to play NBA 2K26 with me or other games that I stream, make sure you join the Discord. All the links are at iPodKingCarter.com or inside the description. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Go ahead, run them likes up, leave me some comments, tell me what you're feeling about NBA 2K26, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.
King Carter, King Carter, King Carter, Abba, King Carter, King Carter, King Carter, Abba, King Carter, King Carter.